We're recording. Hey guys,
Okay.
how you doing? We
Hey,
just
Mel.
finished the entire season, and I want to talk about some stuff.
This is the
Originally,
after
my
effects.
first and ever question is Thurman, Tom,
Yes.
how long did you know that you were the Whispering Tyrant?
You know what? I didn't know very long at all. To be really honest.
When did you have inklings
Did
that there was
Spencer
something?
ever
When
tell you
when
that you
did
were
it-
the Whispering Tyrant?
No,
Well,
it-
we all knew,
just conviction?
but like when
Well,
did
no,
it click?
no. Hold on. That's really the cool thing. It's if you guys remember, just like the last session, all of a sudden I
When you
like
had the
picked up a
options.
phone and it was like I was on a cell phone here and there. All of a sudden, if you guys would have seen the Zoom, you would have seen it.
I saw you on the phone.
That
yeah.
was Spencer basically calling me saying, "Hey, just to let you know, this is what's going on with your backstory.
yeah.
And you need to make a decision." So there was no decision that was made for Thurman ahead of time. There was it was literally like,
In
this
that
is what
moment.
happened to you when you were with the vampires, and
So
the time
explain
when
that
the
to-
child
explain that to
sucked
him,
my
Tom.
soul. Go ahead.
Explain what happened to you.
When the child, which was the vampire child, part of the caravan, went in to basically take my life that night. That was him actually placing a piece of the tyrant on me, which was predestined.
he
So
drained
I
you.
was chosen
So you could
as a
accept the
baby
tyrant.
dwarf before I even knew I had magic. I was chosen as a baby dwarf to grow up and have this event happen to me.
Yeah.
That's
in the
why you
way
had
that it
magical
did.
powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the
Well,
way
that was
it
like,
did.
that was on like the Big Bear episode when he like cut off his, or like when his hand got cut off. That was the bit where I was like, all right, he's the Whispering Tyrant. And then as the storyline continued, I remember like, I think I was like texting like Jonathan and Kurt being like, yeah, he's the tyrant. Like he's the Whispering, like it's him.
Conspiracy.
And
I
then
had
just
no
like
idea.
breaking it down.
I
And
had
so
no
just like
idea.
as this was continuing, where I was like just getting ready, I was like, when are we gonna have to kill Tom? Like, when are we gonna have to kill Tom? Like
we had a fun little thing, Mel, Kurt, and I, on like a on a pre-strategy session where we were just throwing out
How to kill me.
we were
kill Tom.
not that.
Happen.
We were throwing out theories, and Mel nailed it. I honestly thought that it was Arneson that messed up. That now listening back to the recap, I guess I had gotten it right the first time, but then I thought differently. I was like, oh, maybe Arneson becomes the tyrant by him making the wrong decision. But having Tom in that and slowly evolve into it was like such a great reveal. The thing that I wanted to say, and I'll mention it in the podcast too. To be honest, guys, you
we're
did
recording
such a,
right now, anyways.
Oh, are we? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
We did. I meant on the interviews, but we did such a great job. You guys did such a great job with your characters.
Yeah.
To be honest, that moment with Simon writing his name in the book
In the book.
brought me to tears. Thinking of you guys, it
wow.
really gave me chills and brought me to tears
Yeah, it got
about
me-
and just
got
thinking
me.
that everybody had like fulfilled their destiny and done something great. Because I didn't know. I mean, I thought that. You know, I thought that. I mean, I think Spencer, in all fairness, made it so that it could have gone either way with any of us in any of these like
trust me,
final episodes.
she was given parameters. I had no idea.
Spencer told her nothing. I kept talking to him. I was like, so what do you think's going to happen? Spencer's like,
I think we really moved her a lot of times.
you
Like
for
she's
Yeah,
like,
dude,
sure
she had a
did.
list. You could tell she had a list, and
Yeah.
she's got to pick something that, like, well, okay, if they up, they get or this one or this one.
you guys
So-
definitely changed your mind. Yeah, I know.
She had free will. She had
Yeah.
absolute free will.
Honestly, like I would have to go back and review all the episodes, but that last episode might be my, if not my top episode, then like in my top 3 or 5, like of the entire season. Like
Yeah, dude,
that
it
was honestly like one of the most heartfelt like role playing
Oh, for sure.
episodes that I
Why,
think
wait,
we've ever done.
this one, we mean last week, literally, or on the podcast?
Like the one we just did with Juliet Landau.
Oh, God, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. By the way, you guys were all fighting for where you were going. The only one I was confident in was Walrus, and like
Auto save.
but it made me reflect on my whole life. Like I'm like, man, people that are true to their word and like have a spiritual calling. Like, man, this is what they meet in the afterlife. I was literally going through that myself. This episode.
Well, and I'm glad Juliet circled back to it. By the way, because of that, I didn't want to skate in, right? And that's why I was willing to put my ass in the line for Tom, because I figured Tom was fucked. If she's just like, hey,
I did
sorry.
too.
I was honestly expecting Tom to like be like cast to the side.
I
and
did
then I heard like Orok's summary of his life, and I was like, oh shit, maybe
That's not going right.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't
Did
even
have,
bring.
like,
They
a
didn't even bring up that Orok killed his father. If
Yeah.
you remember.
Well, you said it in the announcement, but you're right.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
But I had that conversation. I think I was talking to Manny about it, where I was like, I might have to force myself to give Spencer the love story that he needed in order to save Thurman. Like, I
that was
think
really
that
sweet,
might
Mel.
be the thing that I need to do to be
She
able
was
to be like,
prepped to
take
like.
him with me. Like,
You'll
I'll
be
take
new
care
people.
of him, or like, you know, some sort of like kinship of
You'll be
it.
new people.
But
Yeah.
She was prepped to metagame just to keep the party together.
Yeah.
It was
Thank
I wanted to be
No.
shouting things from like from Pharasma's side, like, okay, but it's purely platonic.
well, that's why I was like,
Get your hands
come
off
with
her.
me.
Hands to
Bring it
yourself.
with me. I can figure it out from there.
Pharasma sees all.
Listen, if they're going back like that, Tom's no longer creepy. Viv's in love with him. He doesn't have to chase her. It's different.
No,
weird.
I mean, it could turn into a beautiful love song.
Yeah.
Or a love
Yeah.
story. You know, you never know.
Just
You're at, like, my kneecap.
old-fashioned love song.
That's true. I am.
No, it was
But
pretty awesome, Mel. Actually, I kind of felt it when you were creating that. It was pretty,
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I was pretty surprised. I mean, like, that's one of the things is, like, as this podcast continued, like, it was easier for me to kind of like jump into the character and
Oh,
stuff
trust
like
me,
that. And
Mel. I wouldn't like any of these guys.
yeah, I think it was like one of those things where it was nice.
Not
because,
even
Thanks,
Eugenie
Spencer. I
would be
appreciate
willing to
that.
ply you with
I mean,
booze.
Eugenie's
and
too
like-
drunk. Walrus is too
Well, like,
devoted.
for
Your
my
brother's your
character,
brother.
like, I never had
Tom's
a god. I
creepy.
didn't worship anyone. I didn't like, and I think that was like one of the easiest things for me. Where I was like, I'm just not.
That was
worshiping
honestly
other
one of the
people.
most interesting
like, I'm not
points to see how
trying to like you kind of make your decision, but like as you know, like I'm not worshiping another god. I'm not.
I literally
like,
read
you make
That
a
was
very
the biggest
clear-cut-
problem that I had, and that was that this is not my god. Okay.
Yeah.
This is not my god. I don't know that I should even be kowtowing to this god.
She was there before your god,
Well, so that was the
She's the
interesting.
first
She gets
god.
to
She's
judge
the
everybody.
first.
and your god Aristotle, by the way, is
First
one of the
god.
oldest
Right.
gods.
So I was like saying, listen, like this is how my life has been. If you want to judge me, judge me.
But that's so real.
You don't. I don't
That's
have to
so
like
real.
answer to you.
So admittedly, that was the mindset that
Honestly,
I went
man,
into
like
it with.
like Black Lives Matter, like all that is so real. I wasn't given a fair shot, and yet I
Yeah.
did all these things in life. You know,
It's not my fault that I had a shit deal. Like fuck
So-
you.
I know.
So that was the thing.
Well, that's
like,
why
I-
she saved Tom. 'Cause Tom was definitely an evil character in a way, but he had a rough start. That's why she gave him a second chance. And that was actually legit. That was pretty cool.
No, it was
So
really
that was
cool.
like the mindset I went
That was
into
awesome.
it with, because I knew we had Pharasma here. I knew I had Kaden and Killian, who I followed, who I had like damn near proof positive existed, and like the other gods before. So I kind of went into it with the mindset of like, okay, so multiple gods exist. It doesn't truly seem like there's a hierarchy, so I will at least treat each one like they are the end all be all sort of thing.
Yeah.
And just kind of a case of like,
There is a god hierarchy. Caden Kalian's considered a joke by many of the gods, but that
No, yeah.
doesn't
Not a
dismiss
shocker.
him. He is a god.
But to
And-
Kurt's point, I think. By the way, Kurt, I think your speech was one of the more impassioned ones.
Oh, for sure.
Which was great,
Yeah,
and like, and I think what happens from a game like mechanics perspective. So Pharasma, because she survives the universe, and she's like the oldest one.
Yeah.
And there are still gods older than her, but those are the primordial gods. So,
Right.
and that's the thing. She has to relive each recreation of the universe. Her thing is very sad, actually.
Yeah.
But she judges everybody, all the souls that come
God
to her.
damn it, not
But
again.
In that courtroom, like in your
Right.
case, Orok, your god would come and speak on your behalf.
Right. Yeah.
He would petition for you to be like, he's coming with
Well,
me.
actually, there's only three. There's only three petitioners of the arbitration of Pharasma.
Yeah, but they'll receive the message from his god, right? To say,
I was actually, after my guy that ruled the court left, I was asking Brett to bring in Aristotle. But did you see that text?
No.
I was texting.
Oh, that would have been gnarly.
Bring in
Wait a
Aristotle.
minute.
I
So
would've
you mean
loved that.
after all the drinking I've done throughout the last like 8 or 9
Bring in
months,
Caden
Caden Kalian couldn't even be bothered to show up. It had to be Buzzon. Don't get me wrong, Buzzon's my bro, but like Caden couldn't bother to show up. What the fuck?
Dude, he's a deadbeat dad.
Never go to Pharasma.
I also have to say that I
Darren raising
really,
the
I don't
bell.
know, Viv, I think you're on the same page as this. I really expected one more fight.
I know. I wanted to fight so bad.
That's a
I
fight.
like
It's a
how
fight for your life.
It was
I have my
honestly-
character
was.
sheet
For your different
up.
type of
I
fight.
have
Yeah,
all my
I wanted to
goodies
fight for my
up.
life.
Like I was ready to roll.
I wanted to fight to the death.
on.
Okay, so let's do Thurman
Yeah, I
versus
did.
all of you guys right now.
All right, let's go.
Oh God!
Okay.
Alternate reality.
Put,
How
put
far
us,
are you
put
from
us
me?
somewhere.
Here's the thing,
Put us
after-
somewhere, and we'll just do a just a
To the
fun
death?
like game.
So okay, so here's the
See if
thing.
you- see if
Honestly,
they can
after
take
some
me.
of the most recent fights we've faced, like where it honestly felt like we were out of our league, like
Nah, I was fine.
to have a truly like role
Nah, it was
playing
cool.
like final episode.
We
was-
can't be out of our own league. So if
No,
we fight each other,
Are you saying like fighting those like turtle sea dragons, whatever, that we were not out of our league?
well, that was
We're
a distance
fine.
thing.
We killed it.
That's a strategy.
We did it. All right. So how
They were
far is
easy.
Thurman from
It
me?
was
like
just
great
great.
at
Going to
whatever.
reach.
No, but I mean, I don't want to go like
love you, Mel.
mono on Thurman, but like I just
yes, you can check in
early.
like this is the thing, like
thank
maybe
you.
I'm simplistic, but like I really thought that we were going down towards this general artisan or like
Yeah,
bar
and, like,
Teflon
just get
path,
into fight.
and I thought we would have like we were clearing these like minor bosses, and we're gonna have one final boss and one final fight, and like however that looked is fine, but I just
I'll tell you what. I
missed
mean,
that.
it's funny you say that, Kurt, but that happens in every adventure you go through. This was so unique in the sense that it ended so magically with a judgment and something that we.
Oh, I've never seen
Which
anything
is
so
like
different.
it.
So
Yeah.
It wasn't just a matter of like fists against fists. It was
Exactly.
really
That's
No
the
one's
thing,
done
is that
this.
We
I'm telling
were
you
not
that.
expecting it. We were expecting a
Like I
fight,
said,
and we got
final battle.
pissed
Then
then.
go home.
now here I'm going to throw this in.
Yeah, nobody's done it.
Well, what are you thinking for? I mean, should we spitball it here, or I don't know if you want to be a surprise, Spencer? But like, I mean, so first off, are we
Prize first edition.
right? I mean, are we?
Prize first edition.
Oh my God,
Gamma World E1.
Gamma World. I mean,
What are we playing next round?
That's my
assuming that
dream,
there
by
is
the
a
way.
second season, Spencer, which is obviously up to you. I mean, you have the biggest time commitment. I mean, what are you thinking for a system, or do you like?
Dude, I haven't even given it a thought. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to a little bit of a break. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still playing on the side. I know, it's like every time at MacLeod, Jonathan, where I'm like,
I wanna play on the
fuck,
side.
there's like 14 people that want to play. I can
I
only
think
play with
after that
6 of them.
finale, I think after that finale, it'd be cool to have like those recurring characters where like send back to level 1 to restart, because it'd be a cool way for like season 1 fans to like
Oh, we're
reconnect with
definitely,
season 2.
we are definitely going to do an episode where they're farmers.
Okay. Like where they have their first like spark.
We're definitely doing that.
It's that
And then
whole
you're in
cycle of
Elysium.
rebirth thing.
Yeah, you're in
Yeah.
Elysium watching everybody get drunk, and you're like, it's no problem,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
I've been
If
sober
only
for
they
so
was.
long. You know
rocking
what?
back and forth.
Yeah, these dudes are missing out being sober, man. This place is awesome. Like, we're definitely getting all that. And then
maybe it is their calling in life.
Yeah,
I
and
know,
the
I know it
walrus.
was not mine, but
Yeah.
if they are truly happy, then maybe that is what is
and
best.
the walrus judging people. Pharasma with the analyst.
I think she
I was
freaked
so
out when I started.
happy that analyst made
That
a
was just
reappearance.
desserts.
Oh my god!
That's
you
just
have
funny
no
because
idea.
I don't always know everything, to be quite honest. Spencer throws things on me last minute. Like, I didn't realize you're going to put analysts in tonight's episode.
Yeah, I had to sum them up. Sorry.
Okay, honestly,
nowhere.
okay,
I'm like,
Spencer,
I
shoot
got
me
his
straight.
voice. I didn't know if I got
Were
his
you,
voice.
Spencer? Shoot me straight. Were you planning for an analyst reappearance before I said something in the comments, being like, "If analyst makes a reappearance"? Oh my god!
It was
I didn't
always
see
a
that. That's so
possibility.
funny.
The person that didn't make it in was Dragor or Rogard.
Drag
I thought he was the first guy that she probably
Oh,
casted
yeah.
into the hill.
That's what I thought was the
it
guy
wasn't
that was
him.
talking to her
But
originally.
he is definitely the best. So Belmar and the other mages have restored their keeps back on Galorian, by the way.
Were they in that tower with fighting against the undead demon? Like,
No, that's all gone. The fabrics are gone. After Rykard and the general killed the phylacteries, the threads were freed.
But in the up until they did that though, that's where they were, right? Mages like
Yeah.
Belmar were in that
Yeah,
tower.
until they were called upon by Pharasma and the other god. There were other gods, quite frankly, that came forward.
Were we supposed to go after the phylacteries? We didn't really have the time to do
that's
that, right?
No, we didn't know where they
No,
were.
I
How
don't
would
think
we
it
have
was
gotten
ever
it?
gonna
Yeah, you
happen.
gotta use a wish to get them. It's fine. You guys have plenty.
Uh,
It's all right. They took care of it for you, which
Outside of our knowledge base, right?
well,
We
yeah,
used
I mean,
our
that's-
wish to be able to battle on the plane, and then we didn't have
I
it to
know,
find the
I know.
phylactery.
It was-
That's what it was.
Super tough. So there are 4 planes, 4 liches left. The one sister of Nyx gave you one of the. Oh, that's the thing you didn't do, Walrus. Your present for Pharasma. You had your present for Pharasma.
her tear?
No, the lich that was in the gem.
Oh, the soul gem?
The soul gem with the soul in it.
Remember, she said, "Give this to Pharasma when you see her."
Ah, damn it.
I don't remember that, but okay.
Oh, well, maybe you were drunk at the time.
I'm sure I was. That's the problem. The alcohol abuse has not been.
Google Docs.
Alcohol is not
What
the
is that,
problem.
Kurt?
Alcohol is merely
It's
vessel to
a
solution.
little dude with a flail. It has the loaded dice rollers flail on the back of him.
Oh, dude, what the heck? Woo!
Oh, that's
He's sterling silver, and he's about like 2 inches tall, and he has the exact flail that's on the loaded dice rollers.
Dude, we got
That's
it.
I
awesome.
think he's
That's a
like
poster.
Staffordshire sterling silver. He's probably about 100 years old.
that's super cool.
Damn, that's really cool.
That's the other thing. You guys realize
That's
Tom is so young for being a dwarf.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like
Thermos.
Tom, the actor,
Too young to
was
die.
so young for being.
He's like a 12-year-old.
For being old, yeah. I'm 12 years old with Viv.
Well, dwarves live to like 700 years or something.
Yeah,
You're,
they-
like,
He's 12 in human years.
you're 50 or something. You're like so young.
well, he
Which
Honestly,
makes
I
us
mean,
question his libido.
I was very surprised that Pharasma didn't kill me immediately because I was kind of an ass.
I was
And then
surprised
I
too.
was fully. Yeah.
I'm a little embarrassed because I was like saying like, anal lube and all kinds of shit like that, which I said
That
during the
was
campaign.
what
And I
was-
was like, I
I
hope
laughed
she
so
doesn't.
hard. I was
What
like
was
so
like
glad
nagging
that
in the
like
back of my mind when
I had
when
myself
heard.
on mute for half the time, but the one time that I
was not
did it, I was like,
filtered.
ha ha ha.
No, seriously, because I was like, oh my god, we're gonna
Get
have
it?
Juliet Landau as
I was
our
like,
guest
anal
star,
lick.
and I'm like,
I was
has she
like,
listened
anal
to the
lick,
show? Are everybody
It
ready
just,
to
like,
try to keep it together a little bit?
Oh my God, what a riot, Tom.
Oh my god.
I think she had
I
a good
wanna-
time though. I really did.
This is definitely going
He
to ruin
was
her
a
career.
lot of
though.
fun.
Yeah.
I think she leaned into the
Thurman
leaned into
I
ruined
it.
her
really
career.
want like a bit for like future promotion of what you announced all of us as. Like I want that as like
that
a
was
bit
great.
for
It took me
myself.
forever to write those up.
Like
oh my
that
God.
was so cool. Where I was like,
that was
oh, you're
amazing.
you're
Introductions
talking
were
about me.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Right, the chopper of trees.
Like the thrower of gnomes, and I
Yeah,
was like,
did you guys realize you had a last
I was
name?
fully expecting to have like a Pirates of the Caribbean moment where like Eugenie's listening to his like list of things and he has that. Oh yeah, that was fun.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
fun.
I mean-
exactly.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
that
it's
too.
kind of cool. The throw of gnomes.
Malcure is your last name, Viv.
what's my last
And
name?
Malcure.
Malcure.
Oh yeah, that was the thing that I was
that
like,
was
oh
cool.
shit, I
We
missed
didn't
that.
know that, right?
No, you never
No,
knew
I
No,
that.
I don't think
I
any of
didn't
us
know
knew
that.
that. But that was such a cool moment. I was like, oh shit. I
And
wish I
you
could,
also
like-
called me Vivian, and I was like,
Vivian Malcure. Yeah.
That's
okay.
when
Of
you know
no
you're in trouble.
particular house
What's
and
your
no
full
particular
name?
god.
Yeah.
Vivian Melchior.
The orphan, the mannerless, the dreamer of mammoth riding and freedom, the wielder of vorpal axes, the rager of
never got
creation
a
and
mammoth.
destruction.
I know. She never got a mammoth. I remember that. That was a big deal in the early
That
episodes.
was a big deal. In the
And you
early-
almost had
that's
one
what
until the
Second
giant.
Life
At
like,
first,
fuck
I was
off.
like, I thought that you were introducing yourself, and I'm like, cool, mammoth rider. I also want to be a mammoth rider. And then you kept going. I was like,
Wait,
oh,
that's me.
you're talking about. Oh, okay.
That's me.
That's
Okay.
me.
Gonad up. So, or you would have
I
had
sound
it.
awesome.
No, actually, if I'd have been able to like secure that throw on him in the first battle, like there was a athletics check or something that I missed with him, and I would have been able to do it. I feel like I missed that.
David was I wanted.
Oh,
He was
a
whipping the
bullshit.
baby mammoth, right? And you guys were all pissed off. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to
I don't
kill
think
that
I
guy
was in that
so
one.
bad. I wanted to kill him so much.
He's
I
like,
don't
yeah,
think I've
what?
ever
Because
wanted to
that's
kill
what we
something
do.
so much.
It's any time that we play with Dave. You just
No, but
have
because
to
all, the thing
support
was, it was
him.
also animal abuse. So like he was abusing the animals, and I wanted to
Yeah,
kill
you're
him
of
with every
nature.
ounce of my soul,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
didn't happen. You know, It just
For
missed-
all
that was
the
probably-
mammoths
did
that are
Druids
currently
have
listening to
anathemas,
our
Kurt?
podcast.
What's that?
Did druids have anathemas? Because clerics have
Yeah.
anathemas.
Yeah,
The druids,
I mean,
I bet you
yeah.
that was on your list.
I mean, it's probably pretty close to an anathema.
Yeah, like
for me.
like defiling nature, which I would
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
it's like it's not cool, totally not cool,
So
and I just want to crush him.
The pit fiend is named Doricon, the vile
Dory.
tongue.
His name is Dory.
Yeah, the solar is Falsamor, the redeemer.
Tell us some more.
Yeah, that was in. Yeah, Brett had that on his, which is cool. The
and
Redeemer.
Albert, there's a Proteon that will join her
Yeah,
in the
fell some
court,
more.
and that makes up Pharasma court. I think it's so cool. It's
I'm
That's
sorry.
cool. But, everything that went
Awesome.
through it was legit. Those Pathfinder rules. I mean, when it
dude,
came
I
to
gotta
like,
be honest. Brett,
Yeah.
we went outside the universe in this campaign,
Yeah.
and it was
totally.
all written canon. I was like, what is
Wow.
going on? Every
Really?
step I thought, oh, this is going to be brand new. This is going to be something to set it on fire. This is going to,
Yeah.
they had it. And I was like,
Wow.
what the
Wow.
F? I mean, they have expanded the unit. Like, it's amazing. And
Wow.
Well, Kurt's the one that found the source book for like the first ones, right? The primordial stuff, like the first world or the.
I mean, the first world stuff is fine, and you know what happened. You know what kind of happens. But the fabrics of ripping and like all that stuff where you guys experiencing the when they sacrificed and they would stabilize time and stuff like that. Like it's canon. It's in
That's canon.
Really?
Crazy.
Is it from a module?
No, it's in there. I'm telling you, I can point to it in lore. Like the
Wow.
fabric ripping has a certain effect, and I was like, what the f? I think so
They
every
were
step,
ready for
Spence.
us.
You're in the Pathfinder zeitgeist.
yeah, for sure.
Pathfinder was like, all
I
right,
mean,
motherfuckers.
every time I think I'm being new, they have it. And, this campaign has been a delight to run to the edges. I would never want to run a star campaign based on, like going around the universe, but this is as close as it gets.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
Without doing that, yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, the cool thing is you took like a major, like they've done a bunch of shit with the Whispering Tyrant.
yeah.
And you took it and flipped it around
so
and you
great.
added this time aspect to it. Like, okay, maybe they have canon about like with the time stream or doing that sort of stuff and traveling to these other worlds where it's not as like formal as Starfinder.
Yeah.
But it's cool that you linked it to Tar-Baphon and the fact that you made it like a closed loop, like, surprise.
Yeah.
It turns out he's propagated himself all these ways. Like that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was
I
awesome.
think because we've been able to like push it to the bounds of reality, like even for like Pathfinder 2e is like, I'm hoping that it's an adventure and a ride that our listeners will like had a fun time with.
And like we've been tapped into the Paizo guys from the beginning, so I wouldn't
Oh my
doubt
god!
that
If
some of them are
Eugenie
listening.
Diacano gets written in as like an NPC
Yeah, you
that
can sue
people
him.
can add to their playthrough, oh my
We're gonna
god!
sue him immediately.
Money, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or Spencer, money, please.
Also, if any of our listeners are listening and have a Eugenie Diacano that they want to run in their campaign, let me know. Let me know.
That'd be fun stuff to
We're
pay-
on
to-
Fiverr now, so
Yeah, to
Are we?
post to like Spencer, like we can
I'm on
post our
Fiverr.
we can post our final character sheets if anybody wants to
That'd
play
be
and see
fun.
like how we build
Yeah, you
characters.
guys are
and
sick,
that's-
Yeah,
man.
we can do that. That's pretty.
Kurt wanted to battle, but the thing is, like, the fault is really on me with this level, because if I know my characters as well as that you guys know yours, which think about that for a second,
That would be crazy.
then it would actually be a little fair.
Well,
Been
you
a long time
admittedly-
ago.
what I was always craving for was not necessarily a single battle with a single thing, but a very complex battle over a terrain with
Like a
hundreds of
strategic
different
thing.
opponents. Like that would be so good.
When you guys were in Big Bear, when we were all in Big Bear, and you guys went out to face the demon army, and you isolated battles on the
Yeah.
field, that was
really
so
fun.
cool to me. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
We
I
had
wish
to.
I'd been there for
We
that.
got our ass kicked.
That was my greatest
Yeah,
regret.
I'm
this
sorry,
entire
Will.
I
five
forgot
years.
that I changed
You're
into
dying,
a
Will.
demon, a
Yeah.
giant demon.
Yeah, all of you guys
you know-
got sort of appropriated with something that was like a significant foe. And I just felt like, oh my God, all this shit's going on. You got all these elves shooting down demons and like this war front. And yet you guys are in these little pockets and you're just doing your own thing.
That's what it's all
It
about,
was
man.
so intense to me. That was like so cool. So
It's
cool.
like, it's like Rommel in the desert, in North Africa. It's like, it's very specific to the size and the scope and what we
Totally.
can do. Yeah, it's
Do it,
really fun.
work with what you've got at that moment, and then like at minimum, make sure you can live to fight another day.
We need a balance though. These tactical battles are awesome. We also need the times where it's just role play, basically.
Sure.
Yeah. No, of course.
Like
yeah,
tonight.
absolutely.
This
Tonight
was a
was
good
great.
But
button.
that was truly like one of the things that I feel like was the truest about like this whole experience was that it's our first time like recording an entire campaign, our first time like doing it for a podcast, our first time working with
So great.
Pathfinder 2e, was that we all together got to ride through this experience and trying to find out like see what the balance between like wargaming on one end of the spectrum versus like
Right.
role playing at
Acting.
the second end of the spectrum is, and there's
You know-
like working together as friends to try and like produce that ultimate balance.
You guys all did an incredible job. I'm not even kidding.
But I think Will, you put a real, I think you hit it on the head. And Spencer, to your credit too, like really, I mean, think of like for those of us that are experienced RPGers, which I think everybody is here for the most part, but even like, I mean, if you play with any degree of regularity, aside from like one-off modules, right? Or if you play with a dedicated group that does adventure paths, how many times have you really seen the end
of a path?
How have you gone from a beginning to an end of a campaign? It happens so rarely.
It's my first time.
Yeah.
I came close one time prior, and it's still to be seen whether or not we finish that out. But this was my first
honestly,
time going like level 1 to level 20.
I thought I was going to have to kill Thurman. That's what I thought.
I thought you might kill Thurman.
No, I'm not kidding.
I'm not kidding either.
I genuinely thought that was what
you guys were
going to
kill each other. Yeah.
I thought Tom, you were still gonna pull some shit being judged. I thought you were gonna be like, you know,
I thought he was gonna pull some
I
shit
did pull
too.
some shit at the end.
I was waiting for it too, especially with that freaking like wish at the end.
Like when you made that wish at the end of it, I was like, all right, here we go. Like now we get to start fighting, and
would have been
it was
very
the end.
interesting if that
The
would have
end.
happened.
The thing
'Cause we
about
would have
gods
all been
are,
back in Gloria.
you know, if you guys played original E1, like occasionally you would face a demigod.
Yeah.
And the demigods were like you were level 20 or 18 back then, and you just didn't stand a chance. Like with a god, I mean, there's zero restrictions that they have. They don't even have. She has the arcane magic.
But this artifact was beyond that. So
yeah, no, she created it, by the way, Tom. Did you go back? Yeah, she made it.
It's her artifact, dude.
Yeah, which is great. Using her artifact against her as the last thing.
Oh, Pharasma created that artifact?
Yeah, if you pass it back.
How much I fucking
the first
know.
lie.
Yeah.
The first lie.
Yeah. So the thing is, when you trace it back that powerful, they just know everything. It's just all knowing. It's the word, and the word creates the universe.
Yeah, she probably saw Thurman doing that before he did it. So.
I told you she knew you lied to her, and she made it happen anyway. Right?
Hey, I'm just glad I got to take my clothes off one last time. So
I would have been
pat myself on the
disappointed
back.
if you
I'm gonna
had.
pat myself on the back for one more Lola song too. I really am.
that was awesome. That was awesome.
I was so happy to do that.
Thank you for Lola.
We had to hit all of the.
I would like to make a request. I would like to have a karaoke night on Zoom.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh shit!
I'm down.
I'm gonna sing Foxy Orc.
Great idea.
Foxy
lady.
Bring Apollo Asteria, bring Juliet Landau. They can bring Wes,
bring
whatever.
everybody.
Who wants to
Any
play
of the guest stars.
Bring Jordan.
Oh, okay.
whatever
So
you
that,
want to sing.
so that reminds me. That was a
Gonna
question
do
that I
some
wanted.
Dio, maybe some.
I'm down.
Okay, so keep this for the edit or not, because I remember you saying that we were gonna have like interviews with Katie. Like, has that been like scheduled, or what's the
Not
format,
yet.
or what's the
I
story
gotta
for that gonna
get
be?
back in touch with her, but that's what's next.
Okay, so but that's gonna be like a case of like individual session. What's the story?
Yeah, I mean, unless you want somebody else to, you can pick one other person to be with you, and or just you, one-on-one.
No, but I didn't know whether there was like something set in stone or whether it was like all like still
Last time we
in the
spoke, it
process
was
of being formulated.
I have to get in touch with her again.
Okay.
And it sort of depends on if she's got a great USB mic.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now we'll just send her one, right? So.
Yeah, just send her one.
Hey, Spence, by the way, remember, Orok has to go to anger management.
Okay, no, so that was the cool thing was like I
Run
was,
by Thurman.
She didn't even know about Thurman's anger management.
yeah. I was
Not going to anger management. F you guys.
That's what everybody
Amazing.
going to anger
that was
management
the
says.
thing because I was like, especially with Eugenie's like with Eugenie following Katie and Kellyanne, I'd be very curious to see like what would be the result of like after a week's bender because
Sobriety.
that was the thing because it was truly like a crisis of faith being like, okay, like to go to Elysian in the service of Katie and Kellyanne but not be able to drink would almost be like that I'd be very interested to see that like
There's a huge
like-
Buddhist tale about a woman whose son kills her father, and that's the biggest crime you can do. This is what was happening for me when she was saying that. So this woman's son killed his father, so her mate, right, her husband. And that is the worst sin you can do as a woman in Buddhism.
But it wasn't the woman, it was
son
the son.
killed the father. Wait, no. The woman is separate.
Yeah, I know,
The son
but
killed the
this is the
father.
greatest. This is the greatest sin you can be as a woman. This is the greatest sin you can do.
Is it kill your dad or?
So what about the
Have
son?
a son that kills a father?
I'm
Yeah.
confused.
Oh,
When your son kills its father, it's the greatest sin that a woman can bring to the planet.
what's this have to do with will and drinking?
Well, when he's saying this, so listen. So she does the
That's
12
very poignant.
meditations. It's very famous. You guys don't know, but It's very famous. So she does the 12 meditations. So she meditates under the tree. She meditates near the lake. She meditates on the rock. She does all the meditations. And she goes to Parinirvana. Now, Parinirvana is basically Buddhist heaven, right? It's you've escaped the astral plane. You've gone beyond.
Of rebirth.
You're in between.
When you're born into Parinirvana, when you're reborn in Parinirvana, you're born on the lake of Nirvana, right? And on the lake, you're born on a lotus flower that floats you into the shore so that you can participate with Nirvana. This woman is born on a closed lotus flower.
It's awesome.
She is in jail watching Nirvana for infinity.
Because her son killed the dad?
Because her son killed her father.
Yeah.
Well, makes
That
sense.
just
That's
seems
greatest sin.
like,
Right? So
Okay.
that is.
So hold on, let's deconstruct that.
I mean, it's
This
not
is
fair.
misogynistic. Hold on. Indian and Pakistan lore
rules like
is saying
that.
that if you do this, you will be cursed, and that's all them just making that shit.
So that was
Just
that. So
saying.
that's the thing, is because it wasn't the woman who killed her husband; it was the son who killed her husband.
Right.
But so why was she the one that was in prison?
Because it's misogynistic.
She produced it.
Birthed it.
It seems unjust, Will, but that is the will of the universe.
No, it's not.
No.
At least
That's
according to
inherent
Buddhist lore.
misogynism.
So wait,
Yes,
what did she tell you the will at the end? Because I know well, I forgot what she told you as far as.
So what her original like proposition was that I could go directly to the fields of Elysium, but that I could never take another sip of alcohol as long as I live.
Right.
And to which Eugenie had like
Infinity.
a very like consternation about because he was like, well, I'm a follower of Caden Killian, and for me not to be able to drink seems almost like an affront to him.
It's
and so
pretty
I
f***ed up, lady.
Yeah, and so I posed the question of like, is there an alternate? Yeah, I will accept it if it's lesser, but like an alternate method.
Yeah.
To
Is there
not
a
give
door
up the
number
drinking.
2?
Well, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. To which she said, like, you can have like a week's bender before you were to go to Elysium
1
to resume
week.
your non-drinking.
With Viv.
And so I'd be very curious to see like what would be the results of like what Eugenie would, or like I feel like there has to be like an interaction between Eugenie and Caden Killian to be like, okay, these are the terms that I have come to.
You're on a closed lotus flower on the lake of Nirvana. It's literally the same, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. To me,
I
it
can see
is.
where you're going to for that. Yeah.
To me, it is. It's
Which I still don't understand how that's fair, but maybe in one means of
It's
things.
not fair, Will. Just
it's not. It's
Okay.
just nothing's fair in the universe.
Just give
It
up.
just-
I mean, why are you
I
fighting?
suppose that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
I
are you
mean-
fighting at this point?
Yeah.
There's really good near beer on Elysium, so it tastes just no alcohol.
What, like the Elysium version of O'Doul's? What are we talking
Yes,
about?
yeah.
Well, they do it in
I have that.
Heineken. Bex has a really good one.
Synthahol?
Macleod ale.
And you can still do drugs there. You just can't do drink beer.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
That's true.
I just thought it was
No drugs.
There you
I
go.
just thought it was alcohol
Right.
alone, but if that's the case, then.
All kinds of weed there that you can put.
Yeah, you can almost ejaculate, but not quite.
So the weeds in the Elysium fields are actually weed?
Yeah, nobody said anything about weed, Will.
Okay, well, that's a different thing.
Oh, God.
God, that episode was so good. I don't know about you guys, but that was
Oh, it was
honestly
great.
So
like,
Spence,
It was
Spence,
awesome.
Did Juliet have a good time? You know her better than all of us. What do you think?
I was gonna say I was not expecting that.
It's intimidating. It is.
Yeah.
And she's coming on our turf, and I think she did great. She held her ground.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
Honestly,
she's great.
I will honestly say, given the circumstances, I was expecting like more like game mechanics to be
Little
involved,
bit.
but like I'm not disappointed. I was like, because especially because it was all like improv, like in the grand scheme of things, like all like RPG is like improv with game mechanics involved. But like I thought she was great considering the circumstances.
Did the GM overstep his bounds? Because I kind of tried to drive
don't
the
think
story
so.
when it was too
How
quiet.
so?
No, you did
Okay.
good.
No.
In
Yes.
terms of what? What do you mean?
But I had to drive the story, so we were going to introduce somebody
no.
else. Yeah.
No. I mean, I
perfect.
think
It's a
there
podcast, dude.
I think every one of us was confused because we were thrown into an alien environment,
Yeah.
puts constraints upon us that we weren't.
She was a little nervous to kind of. She could tell we had an old camaraderie, and she.
Was what we were dealing with.
But
Everybody.
that's also one of the cool things that I like about like playing RPGs like this. It's similar to acting, where it's like we're all coming together to put together a story, and it's a combination of our interpretations of the character plus the GM's interpretation of the story, and what we bring together in that is some of the purest form of like creation that you can get.
Oh yeah.
So,
and I do that recap is so epic. You guys were so funny. Oh my
Awesome.
God, there's so much that you guys said over the past year that
it
is
was
now
an ultimate
recorded.
recap.
Yeah, and released to the universe. They'd be looking at, dude, if anybody in RPG gets a hold of that episode, they're going to be like, what the?
Yeah, dude.
You know?
What did I
want to
miss?
listen to that series.
That's true.
Because it's good stuff.
I mean, the ebbs and flows from everybody too. Like it was such a
Absolutely.
great, like everybody's had their moments and to shine. And
Yeah.
the stuff from MacLeods was hilarious because there are moments of obvious, serious inebriation for all of us. Or at least, I mean, definitely me.
We've
Not
given
just
that
that.
up.
I see.
All of us.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Please.
everybody's gotten
Tonight.
so super wrecked, and which, by the way, makes for great
Super wrecked.
podcasting.
That's
Makes
a
for
good
great
t-shirt.
podcasting.
Super
And
rad.
it was-
Especially for the followers of Kid Galleon.
And by the way, guys, for what it's worth, for like from a historical standpoint, you know, it happened before COVID and during COVID too.
Yeah.
Like there's that aspect to it.
Totally.
That's different, right? We were in person together, and then not, and not after the fact. Like there are aspects to it that make it very unique.
that is
the
that
whole
is
journey
very
is
true.
very
It's
unique.
like I don't think
You know what's interesting? If you
And
listen to
that
our
long. It's
podcast week by
crazy.
week, you won't be
Like
able
in
to tell
person.
if it's a Zoom or an in-live session. I think they sound equally like the same. I think that's just
Oh, I
sort of
think
strong.
Zoom might
yeah.
sound even a
I mean, I
little
know the
better.
experience is
Zoom
different
yet?
for us, but I
We're
think
not
if you
into
listen to a
Zoom yet.
podcast,
Wait till you start hearing the Zooms. I think the editing started getting really good like 4 or 5 episodes ago, right before Big Bear. I started putting more heart into it. I should have done it from the beginning, but I was just kind of like, oh, f it, we'll just broadcast this thing. It'll be an easy stereo thing. I'll spend a day editing it.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, I think that Thomas feels the same way as I do. It's like, and Jonathan as well. That's a really important part of my life right now.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, being able to play and have this creative outlet. I mean, I'm not writing right now.
Yeah.
I'm not painting right now. I'm not sculpting right now. I'm not doing any of that stuff. So, like, this is my total creative outlet.
Yep.
And to have, like, you guys be cool with whatever happens, and, like, that's what I'm looking forward to with the next campaign. Is like saying, I want to, like completely wipe the slate clean and do something totally different.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Like,
looking forward to that.
Completely different.
well. So in that case, this is something that I've been flirting with for a while. Like I've always been curious about
You're
trying
you're gonna be a woman now.
No, no, no.
I'm going to be a chicken.
I've always I've for
Here
last
it
like
comes.
ever since I've started RPGing like an honest like this
Not
form.
bad.
I've always been curious about like trying to DM or
He's
GM
RPG curious.
Oh, there
the
you go.
system.
RPG curious. I
And
think.
so like if you guys are just jonesing for like some sort of outlet, I'd be happy to like try to put together some form of
Ooh.
like mini campaign.
Attack
If-
from
if for-
above,
if for
Spencer.
nothing
Attack
else-
from
if-
above.
Yeah, if for nothing else, then you guys getting outlet, and then for me to get like my feet wet.
Yeah, I do.
To like have a
Yeah,
chance to
it's-
like try to figure out this like storytelling, because that's honestly like one of the things that like as an actor I feel like is hampering me the most is that I don't feel great about creating original stories, but like I'm able to tell other people's stories well. And so like if I was able to like, this feels like one of the most like concrete forms of like storytelling,
Right.
especially
So
original
we-
storytelling. To like
so it
where if you
sounds
guys
like
would be willing to do that, then
We
I'd be
need to
willing
give you a
try.
restriction that's going to put you outside of your comfort zone.
Absolutely, yeah. If you
I
guys
think
would be
that's
willing
I
to try
feel like
that
we're
out,
also
then I'd be happy
like
to do so.
very strong role players, so it's kind
Oh,
of
yeah, for
I can
sure.
see how it can be very intimidating for a lot of first time.
Dude, I would love to
Yes.
do that. Like, push me. I will do whatever you
We're
want me
gonna
to do.
chew you up and
Okay.
spit you out.
I know Simon's can
We
go.
are gonna ruin you forever.
Well, most
Forever.
most
We're
modules
just
are
gonna
only
wring you out.
they only last for a couple of levels. Like most modules aren't built for like to 20th level.
But so that was the thing that I was thinking of, like in order to like try to like truly break into the like creative prospect, just to try and create like an original story and then just use the game mechanics to like build like encounters around it, sort of thing.
So
Well,
why-
I mean,
If you want, you can just do bite-sized ones. By the way, there's a great module that I can send you that you can turn into whatever you want. It is called that whenever I want.
Ooh.
And not every
Baseball.
story has to end in epic, universe-saving fashion. It
Yeah,
can be-
Well, that's
exactly.
true. Yeah.
Just all
be
the ones
careful
that
with
we
that.
play.
I mean, it could be something on a medium level that feels as epic, but slower the.
Yeah.
the bar a
Nah.
bit.
There are. Hang on a second. I want to try to find it for you. Adventures.
Spence, what was your favorite part of doing this whole thing with us?
My favorite moments, and by the way, Rogard, that's a whole discussion you guys haven't asked about really. There's quite a bit of depth to that. But my favorite moments.
Why don't you tell us?
Yeah.
Well, I can.
Yes, please do.
I think you shared
my,
that Rogar might have been sick too, right?
yeah, my favorite moments are always when characters meet. So as you guys are meeting, even in Shudderwood,
Like the early days.
with the half orcs, yeah, with
Yeah.
you and Walrus and the wizard, and then
Thurman on the street with the broad, trying to like.
Let me show you a trick I learned from
show you a trick.
my childhood.
certainly
Yes.
fun. Rogar's mansion was fun.
We only had the best intentions, Thurman. I assure you.
I mean, Apollo was just a delight. By the way, once you guys got up to Belmar,
Oh
and-
my god,
and
those episodes were wild.
I cannot
So crazy.
I can't
believe how
I
great she
did.
was.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
told
she
Brett-
was really good.
I tell Brett, like, oh man, listen, if she were in this full time, it'd just be the Apollo show. But the fact that she played a chaotic creature that had control of Kurt, like, yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that. Yeah, but
Yeah, I think we got
I mean,
it.
she already had it before she showed up, and like, it was just, she was just so great. And
She was so
She
chill.
went
I didn't know
full
what you guys
out.
were
It
gonna
was
do.
Amazing.
when you hit the gyms, and you just kept failing the saves. I was like, oh my god, the campaign's over. Like, but then you figured out Belmar's Keep. You made the deal with the aboleth in the well, and Will got touched and turned into a guild creature.
Oh my god, I'm so glad that turned out better.
I think I let you slide, by the way. I think the whole thing would have ended. Orok charged out. Tom, you were being loud even though you cast this weird thing. Like, I think that might have been my greatest fault as a DM, is letting that slide because I don't think it should have slid.
Right.
And then
That's fair. That's fair.
the elves and Belmar, I feel like the whole thing was just, it was so well designed, and if you in the background of it all is like so amazing. Brilliant. Like I could do a Lord of the Rings on just what's going on with Belmar, you know? And then the fact that these guys are sacrificing, I love that idea. Like, there's actually a spell
that they would kill themselves to
where
do
you have
the.
to kill yourself in order for it to work. Like, that's just, and why isn't that in Pathfinder and D&D? I just don't know.
Well, how you brought that in with the demon that broke through the gates in the last episode, and we all thought it was going to be a big demon, and it was like this little tiny demon that just blew himself up, and then you rolled and it stopped time for us instead of stopping time for
I
them.
rolled a fumble or something.
That was pretty cool. That was like, whoa, what's going on here?
So
Okay,
I love
here-
Time Wars, but Tom, like I was saying before, it's actually there's a whole chart of Jordan's back.
Hey!
There's a whole book on
Jordan,
that.
we
Evil
survived.
Richmond.
Yeah.
He's not even listening.
Like,
But,
whatever.
And then the Outer Spheres, man, the Children of Nyx, like it was Kurt wishing the Goliath back, like it was amazing.
That was amazing.
The Unalive, I mean,
Okay.
it's also
was
great.
good.
Here's an introspective question that I'm curious to hear everybody's
Kurt
answer
killed me
to.
a lot though.
What did everybody feel like was their closest chance to being like killed with a capital K?
Oh, I
like,
think
in
it was
this
all the
campaign?
time.
No, but like I'm curious to hear what everybody felt like was their closest point to like actually being like dead on arrival.
I can answer this easily. That were the demons when we went through the chaos well.
Oh yeah.
When I was discovered out there, I knew like very quickly I would be dead in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I ran
with the
and-
wall, like they're surrounded the bubble.
I'm pretty
No
sure
way.
everybody
they
was
were
dead.
crushing. They were
And
crushing.
somehow you drunkenly made it through it, Eugenie.
yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I did the best fumble forward I think I ever did. We're
But,
just
but
like
it's so Kate and
every
Kayleen.
single like hiding behind every single rock I could and just like keeping quiet.
Wait, so did you?
What's up, Jordan?
Hey, gang.
He's
Hey,
back.
buddy.
Hey.
You
Hey.
missed the
We
final
all died.
episode. It was so epic. That was really
Very
great.
cool.
It was really great.
Everybody lived that year?
Barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it, Jonathan.
I felt the sentencing was
Barely.
very, very good.
I never got the chance to say earlier. I really dig your T-shirt, Jordan.
USD.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah,
It's
he's
got
big
a
on
cool
that.
look to it.
He's big on
There's
that
like a
these
million
days.
of them, apparently.
I have the whole collection.
Nice. You have the entire stamp.
Does
Yeah, I
that
just
support the post
Express
office?
mail. It does. It's from a company on Amazon called T-Love, but they're like officially licensed, so they pay money back to the post office. Or
Nice.
I wanted to get them from the post office store, but they had one shirt left, and it was a 3XL. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
all,
not
all the
really-
post
not
office
you.
needs to do is do a GoFundMe. That's all they need to do.
Yeah, right.
Because I think half
Yeah,
the U.S. would donate like millions.
God.
When are you going to start season 2?
Wow, we don't know.
Anyway,
but
so
we're
Orak and
It's a
I.
6-month vacation.
Yeah, I need
So
to do a
Orak and
little.
I have each.
6 months.
Orak and I have each said our like
Come on,
closest to
Mel.
death.
You know, I'll get bored pretty
experiences.
quickly, but
Who's got
6
who
months is a
else
long
has got
time.
one?
I need to figure out a little bit of
I
a
can't
better
recall
workflow.
like what my closest to death was. I remember almost killing other people.
What was the closest you ever felt to death? Like that moment where you're like, oh shit, I'm about to like.
I'll give you Viv's. I'll give you Viv's and I'll give you mine.
Okay.
And that was when we had just teleported to a space kind of meteor, and there was this creature that was there. This creature that was killing all.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right.
It was
When we were
beating
on the
shit-
space
it was
rock.
beating the shit out of all of us. And
I was supposed to
Mel
die.
was almost about to die, and I turned into a giant phoenix, and I just flew in to
that's
grab
right.
her and save her.
That's right.
Putting myself in peril because I was already damaged as well.
Yeah,
And
that's
by
right. I was supposed to
chance-
die.
By
I was
chance, we
dead.
somehow survived that. And that
Yeah.
was like and I even wrote that down as, one of the things that Thurman was most proud of, is because he loved Viv so much that he put his life right there.
That was a hell of a moment. I forgot about that.
I forgot
Yeah.
about that too. Yeah, that was definitely
Yeah.
by far where I was like, well, it was a fun podcast, guys.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
It was close.
Yeah,
It was
that's what
close.
I that.
Walrus, what was your?
Yeah, Walrus, what about you? You haven't said one yet.
I mean, I literally died 3 or 4 times.
He did
I think you're
What
technically
was the
still
one that
dead.
you
actually.
honestly felt was gonna stick?
Who wins the Death Awards?
I think you're still dead.
Right.
Yeah.
The
Who
one
wins
that
the
I thought
Death
was going to
Awards?
stick was the critical.
With Mel and me.
Nah.
That warrior
Well, that one
guy
for
with-
sure would have stuck. Yeah, she would have
That
chosen
one
you.
would
dude.
have.
She
I would
wasn't
have for
chosen.
sure chosen Eugenie. Sorry.
Sorry, buddy. It was
Sorry,
for sure
man,
you
but
were coming
I was
off,
gonna
bro.
kill you before I killed Jonathan.
I mean, let's be
The
honest.
warrior with
But
the cloak?
No, there was a time when the last critical that happened against me didn't like my chest get caved in or something like that. There was one that was like really bad, and we were not in the like
No, it's because
that happened. What's that, Jordan?
Is that all in this one episode? That
No. This was we're waxing nostalgia.
Two
now,
episodes
talking
here.
about, like,
Yeah.
But I like ironically, I think by the numbers, I think I died more than anybody.
You might have.
I never died.
No, you
I
definitely.
never died.
I never died.
You've
Thurman
had
was
the
number one.
busiest
I think Tom died
afterlife for this entire party.
Well, technically, Tom. You're right. Technically,
Actually,
Tom
no,
died.
technically,
Tom
Thurman's
died more
had the
than
busiest
anyone.
Thurman
Like
did
everyone.
die a lot.
But Tom auto resurrected. I never had that luxury. Like I was when I was dead, I was dead. I was stoned once. I got my head caved in. I got my chest caved in.
That's all good. We got the kaiju argument out.
Oh, what? Wait, hold on. Do we have to talk kaiju?
Orak's like,
kaiju.
hey, this is
Hold
my
on.
subject.
I was ready to go with the kaiju, and you let me go.
Kaiju,
I
I
had,
just-
the kaiju didn't. By
He
the way,
was sitting ready to roll.
By the
I'm
way,
just
the
saying,
Taurus.
the kaiju never did what the kaiju was supposed to do.
Dude,
He
the
never
Taurus.
had that
It could
opportunity.
just ruin the earth.
No, with the trample, and
Yeah,
no, you
exactly.
never let me do the full kaiju.
Whole town.
But then the kaiju discovered that he didn't truly need to be a kaiju because he
Yeah.
had kaiju inside himself all along.
No, the kaiju discovered that people like died quickly, and they didn't have to like, get bigger than he really needed to be.
Damn it.
Did you guys all plot out how you were going to attack Thurman?
No, actually, I was going to come to you before this next battle. I was going to ask you that if you felt uncomfortable or you felt scared, that you should give me your wand and you should give me that vial. And I was going to ask you if you would be willing to give that to me. I was going to force you. But I was going to say, if you're concerned, we'll do it. But either way, I'm going to go into this last battle with you. But I just want to give you the opportunity to hand it to me. I'll hand it back to you when you want it.
Right.
But I think it would be a good idea to have it in my possession for sure.
That would have been an interesting moment for sure.
Yeah.
That could have been very interesting.
But seriously, guys, I'm ready to go back to MacLeod's. I don't care what you guys say. Like I'm ready. I have a Tyvek suit. I have like gas mask. I mean, whatever you want, man.
Jordan, you've had it, right?
I did have it, yes.
Do you have any residual effects?
I have all of the residual effects. So
Juliet also had it. Our guest star tonight had it, and
shit, I didn't know that.
She's having lung issues.
all the long hauler stuff that comes and goes, you know.
She's a runner, as you can tell, because she's like, you know.
He's very lean.
She did great.
But
she really did.
She's she had to go in for CAT scan. Like, I don't know what's up with her.
Oh yeah, I had to stop running. Melissa gets more of the lung stuff. I get like
oh Jesus,
fatigue, and just in my legs I get a lot of achiness. I was training for another. When I hit, I was training for another race. I had to stop. I haven't really gone running since because it's just too. It's not regular.
By the way, don't cross your legs, and I'm not even kidding about that. Our friend Craig, who you've probably met.
Yeah, probably.
His friend, his 19-year-old daughter died from a blood clot.
Wow. Oh my God!
She had COVID and died.
I mean, don't sit for long. Is what
And then, by the way, this is why you don't want COVID.
Yeah, don't get it. That's my advice to you.
Well,
wow.
By the way, Jordan, I'm
sucks,
sorry you're suffering from all that, man.
Yeah, it sucks, but it could have been worse. So just
that is true.
You know, at least I'm still here to experience all the stuff.
He's still making music and kicking ass.
Yeah.
So Spencer, before I bounce, for the next season soundtrack, I was talking to Jonathan about this.
I love it.
How about if you do it, maybe select tracks we could release an album compendium, like a soundtrack album compendium.
Oh my God.
That'd be great.
That's something. Wait,
That'd
so no?
be awesome.
All right.
Thank you guys. Love you guys.
Thanks, man.
Mel.
Thanks,
Trevor.
Congrats to you, man. Season 1.
I wish we could have done it in person, but this was as good as a finale as we could have hoped for.
Hey, congratulations.
Love you too, buddy. All right, later, guys.
All right.
Later.
Don't miss out. Press that subscribe button. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at Loaded Dice Rollers and at GMMacleods.